Alright, so today's video is just going through the morning routine. So I wake up, I check in with Aura. Aura told me today that I'm pretty tired, that perhaps there's a bit of an illness. Then I make some coffee, and then after I make coffee, I come back to the laptop and I start editing the videos from the day before. So I edit the videos from the day before, and they then get published live for you guys. Then I have a shower. Then I stretch, do my pre-run activation, and then I do my training for the day. Today's training might have to be a little bit easier just because I can tell there's that little bit of probably like cold symptoms. It's not quite like, I did a COVID test yesterday, it was negative, so that's no problem. But yeah, I do need to tread carefully because this is when you can push your body into a bigger hole. The likes of the Aura Ring and the Whoop, they do a really good job of sort of suggesting based on resting heart rate variability, breathing rate, body temperature, they can kind of predict that something's not quite right. For sure today, something's not quite right, but I'm just not sure perhaps how bad that is just yet. But yeah, today I'll be taking a little bit easier, but that's the morning routine. Okay, so that little device that you just saw there now, that's a nasal rinse. It's an automatic machine. It, puts water and I think it's like a saline solution up one nostril, down the other, and it clears, mucus and any sort of like debris or nonsense that you've got going up your nose. I did, which I'm not going to show you, cough up a pretty, ugly green mucusy type thing, and that suggests there's definitely a little bit of a, if you cough up white is like allergies, right? Green is infection. So there's something going on. My body's definitely trying to clear something, and so I'm actually going to rest today. Four out of 10. Okay, so today's video perhaps could seem like a waste, but this was all about showing you the good and the bad. This is exactly why running is a effing pain in the ass, because you start to get your motivation back a bit. You start to get a little bit excited about getting into some, training again, and you get sick. I know I'm not alone on that. I know everybody watching this video will at some point have gone through similar, where you get that motivation back, you're ready to get stuck in, and maybe an injury pops up, maybe an illness pops up. But that's what makes running so hard. The reason it's so difficult to get the best results out of yourself is because little things pop up that get in the way. That's why it's so important to look after the little things. So today's video can be more about looking after the little things that's going to help you stay consistent. It's going to help you cut down on the illnesses, the little injuries, the things that are going to hold you back when your motivation is in a good place to get stuck into some training. And so I guess it goes without saying, when you are motivated and when you're in good form and you're excited about training, obviously make the most of it. But also the days that you're perhaps not super wow, I just got to watch all these birds. That was pretty fun. Obviously the days that you're not super motivated, you still need to get some training done, because unfortunately it always seemed to me that when I would take easier weeks, or like maybe a month a bit easier, then the minute I would get back into training, like I'd get sick. And so you really have to make the most of your time when you're healthy. I often think to myself, there'll be someone out there right now who maybe has an injury or maybe has an illness, and they would love to be, able to run. I'm able to run. So obviously today I'm sick and I'm choosing not to run, but I'm talking about the last few weeks when I've perhaps not been as motivated and, but I still made myself do some running to make sure that I didn't lose fitness completely, because like I said, even though I wasn't super motivated, you still have to make the most of your body's health. You don't know for how long you'll be healthy, etc., etc. Okay, so let's get into some tips. When you finish training, take off your damp clothes and always put on a dry t-shirt. You can take all the way throughout the winter. You can take what's called echinacea. Go to like the chemist, go to the pharmacy, get some echinacea. It helps the body fight off little colds and viruses that come along. I guess the next piece of advice would be careful when you're around people that are sick. I've had multiple texts this morning saying this person's sick, this person's sick, this person's sick. And you always know when there's something going around, I guess is what people say. That's when you need to be careful around people. Use your, I guess with COVID we've been really good, but use your hand sanitizers, etc., etc. And that's going to help a little bit with you getting healthy. If you do get sick, I meant staying healthy. If you do get sick, like me today, I always, obviously you've seen yesterday's video, I was suspicious that something was going on. My aura ring was starting to show that there was something going on. I can hear it in my voice, I can feel it in my chest, I seen the green mucus. In that first day or two, that's when I'm most careful. In that first day or two, that's me deciding that if I take it easy now, I might save my body 10 days of sickness. The people that push hard in that first day or two, that's the people that end up sick for longer. I know athletes that end up carrying, like, call it chest infections or throat infections or viral infections for a month, 6 weeks, because they don't allow their body a second to breathe in that first day or two after getting sick. So give your body a little bit of space. It doesn't mean I'm going to do nothing today. I'm still going to edit my videos. I'm still doing work on the running school, so I'll still be, editing the videos for the strength and conditioning section. That'll all still be done today. I'll likely still either go for a walk or I'll go for a bike ride, because that won't tax me as much, but I'll make sure that I keep the heart rate well below what it should be, and I'll make sure that I only do maybe 20 to 30 minutes. If I'm being honest, I was probably due a cross-training day anyway, because I've ran Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days, having not done that for a while, and so cross-training today won't be a big deal. But I'm going to avoid the Under Armour group, because the last thing I want to do is get other people sick. And so you have to be responsible for the fact that you can't take your illness to everybody else, or you're spreading it just like everybody else was. And that's about all the tips I can give you. Try to keep yourself, like I said, post-training, get some dry clothes on, make sure you're eating well, especially when you get sick. The bad habit you could fall into would be to think, I'm sick, I'm not training, I don't want to eat. Look, I weighed in at 160 pounds, I'm 10 to 12 pounds over what I want to be. I can't run, and so of course it would be, the chimp part of my brain would be like, well shit, if you're not running, you ain't eating, because, otherwise you're going to put more weight on. That's the wrong attitude. I have so much time to shed some of that weight, and so you have to feed yourself when you're sick. You definitely need to feed yourself when you're sick. That's how the body gets healthy. And so plenty of good food, stay warm, rest, take it a bit easier, stretch, do a little bit of strength work. That can really help with the body. A little bit of strength, as in like a couple of sit-ups, maybe like a 10 to 15 second plank, maybe some glute bridges, maybe some hamstring walkouts. I mean the tiniest bit of strength ever, but just stimulating the muscle a little bit. Go for a walk, maybe go for an easy bike ride, but just take it a little bit easier.